Fantasy lock of the week.
This is just 5 players that you think should be locked in. That you should think that's going to be starting. That's going to have a good week for week 2. Who you got, Raheem? The real Raheem?
I think for one, you want to start Tony Romo. He's going against the 49ers defense. He had a pretty good game against the Jets, but he made some mistakes. I expect a huge game out of Tony Romo. Another guy who I think you want to start, and then he's still iffy if he's going to play or not, but I say Arian Foster.
Ooh. Don't like that pick.
Big numbers in fantasy football. Another guy, Roddy White. Got locked down by the Bears last week. I think he scored in double digits, but it was because of some garbage time catches. Expect a big game for Roddy White. They got the Eagles coming in. You got the so-called dream team. Roddy still doesn't get the respect as, the top receiver that he thinks he is. So I expect him to have a huge game. The next person I think you should want to start is Matt Forte. Forte is going to be huge if Chicago has a chance of beating New Orleans down there in the Superdome. And the fifth, I gave you one quarterback, but if you ain't got him, you better start this guy if you got him. Michael Vick going back to Atlanta. The guy might score 50 points for you.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and just one thing I want to add in. I do disagree with you with the Arian Foster pick. He's not even going to be starting the game off, and they're still worrying about that tweaked hamstring. But I'm going to go ahead and add on there. I say you need to start Phillip Rivers because if Chad Henne could throw for over 400 yards against the New England Patriots defense, I think Phillip Rivers would throw for over 600. So that's just, I'm just saying, that's a bad defense. I know this is supposed to be the fantasy locks, but I'm going to go ahead and switch it up a little bit. I think you need to sit Chris Johnson. You need to sit Chris Johnson. I think you need to sit Chris Johnson because he's going up against the Baltimore Ravens defense and the fact that the Ravens defense didn't give anything to Rashard Mendenhall last year. Rashard Mendenhall is a good back, as you know, and Chris Johnson is still working his way into that lineup. Another guy I think you need to start on Arian Foster's team is Andre Johnson, because if you give up a 99-yard touchdown to Wes Welker, what the heck is Andre going to do to you?
All right, and I'll go ahead and chime in a little bit with my fantasy locks. Just to touch on a note that Josh just gave. I hate to disagree with you, Josh, but that's what I'm here for. And I definitely disagree with the sitting of Chris Johnson. I don't care if Chris Johnson is playing the 72 Dolphins or the Steel Curtain defense. If you get Chris Johnson
not going to do it
in the first round,
he's going to get the Ravens.
This guy is a first-round pick in your fantasy draft. This is my whole outlook in fantasy. There's certain guys you get, no matter who they're playing against, you have to start them because they're such a part of their team's offense. The offense, for them to be successful, they have to find ways to get certain individuals involved. And that's how I feel Tennessee is. If Tennessee is going to be successful, because the game may be 15 or 17 to 20.
But he's not going to benefit you, though. He's not going to benefit you. He's just not going to do it. The Ravens are going to stack those 8 in the box. They're going to have every back there roaming the secondary, and they're going to play man up.
Imagine this.
The guy's name is every coach's dream. They call him every coach's dream.
Well, he wasn't every coach's dream last week, I'll tell you that much, against the sorry Jacksonville Jaguars defense. He had 9 points. It's not going to get better against the Ravens defense. How do you see it? He needs to sit. I'm sorry, he needs to sit. He's not even ready to get back into the offense.
He had a bad game last week, but let's not forget that this is the same Baltimore. And Baltimore got all amped up, and they were ready for Pittsburgh because Pittsburgh owns them. So, they're not going to let Pittsburgh walk in their house week 1. But let's not forget that this Baltimore defense, this is the same defense that Ryan Fitzpatrick was lighting up for 400.
They were lighting up the secondary, sir. Thank you very much.
The Baltimore Ravens defense put Peyton Hillis on the map. Have you forgotten? Start Start Chris Johnson. Forget what y'all said. Start Chris
No,
Johnson.
forget what he says. I'm telling you, the guy's not ready. Do not start him. Start him next week. Sit him if you have depth at your running back on your fantasy roster. I would not start him if he was on my team because I have depth.
All right, guys. Thanks you for the passion. We really appreciate it. As you guys know, all our fans, this is really a passionate show. Like I said, we take sports from a perspective of the average guy, the average Joe. We scream a lot because we understand we're passionate about sports. Me, not so much as my other co-host and our guest here today. But like I said, we truly love sports, and that's why we're so passionate. But let's get on to our next topic. Well, matter of fact, before we get to our next topic, let me give you my fantasy locks of the week. Now, remember, guys, this is a lead pipe lock. Remember, guys, you want to win your fantasy league? I'm the guy to see. I got the lead pipe locks, and you want them. Let's go with our first one. I'm going to say you have to take Matthew Stafford versus KC. KC looks like a high school team. I'll tell you this, Miami Northwestern could beat KC right now.
I don't agree with that, but, you know.
Miami Northwestern could beat KC. And I'll tell you this.
It's going a little too far, though.
Hey, I love the talent in the state of Florida when it comes to football. It's always hot. We have nothing else to do but go and play football. We have the best athletes, bar none, in the NFL. We'll leave it at that. Now, let's continue on with our locks of the week. I'm going to take Peyton Hillis versus the Indianapolis defense. I mean, their defense was in shambles last week. I really don't see much changing. It's only going to look worse and worse. Like I said, no Peyton, no win. And I'm going to still hold firm to that. Go ahead, Peyton Hillis. Now, next game, I'm going to take Matt Forte. Agreeing with my guy, I'm going to take Matt Forte against that New Orleans defense. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is a great quarterback, but I mean, just in general, New Orleans look horrible defensively. The next one I'm going to take Carolina at Green Bay. I'm going to take Aaron Rodgers, another quarterback.
That's a given.
I mean, that's a given. Let me give you a sleeper just to end it off. Most of the times, I mean, I've been giving guys who you expect to do certain things. But I'll say this. Against Green Bay's secondary, I'm going to take Steve Smith with Cam throwing to him. I like Cam. I think Cam Newton is...
I like Cam too, but I'm not going to go that far and take Steve Smith as a sleeper.
I'll say this.
Sorry, Cam. I like you, brother.
Steve Smith is not a sleeper in anyone's eye. And I'll say this. Steve Smith is probably top 5 talent at the receiver. This guy is unstoppable. He's a rocket. I mean, this guy's unstoppable rack yardage. Remember, Steve Smith, this guy is literally unstoppable. And when he has a guy like Cam with a rocket cannon who can create more time, Steve Smith, you're the man.
Real Raheem.
Thank you.
Real Raheem. This guy just said Steve Smith top 5 receivers.
I said talent. Top 5 talent. Talent.
No. And you're right.
Top 5 talent.
No,
he's not top 5 right now. You crazy?
Talent.
No,
he's not.
Hey, let me finish.
He is not.
Right now, no, he's not a top 5 receiver. But you give Steve Smith a quarterback, and he will be a top 5 receiver.
I'm telling you.
You can't guard Steve Smith, baby.
You can't guard Steve Smith.
I don't think he'll be a top 5 receiver. You tell me. So you're telling me Andre Johnson, Larry Fitzgerald, Roddy White. That's 3 receivers right there alone.
Okay.
Do you think he's even in there?
Play with the quarterback. Steve, remember, when Jake Delhomme was in Carolina, Steve Smith, that's Jake Delhomme. When Jake Delhomme was in Carolina,
he got a big contract. He started producing. He started making bad decisions.
He was a top 5 receiver with Jake Delhomme throwing him the ball.
So Brandon Marshall and Vincent Jackson.
Are you gonna take Brandon Marshall over Steve Smith?
So let me ask you a question. With that sorry ass quarterback in Miami, the 3 years before that, the man had over 100 yards with about 7 to 8 catches.
He's
but I still think, as far as talent-wise, I'm not taking Steve Smith over any 5 of those players. If you want to talk about top 5 talent, that's a whole different subject. But let's go ahead, move to our picks, because we're running out of time here.
All right, we are running out of time. And before we move on to our picks of the week, everybody get ready for your picks. Before we move on to our picks of the week, we want to thank our sponsors. We want to go ahead and move on to a bit of a commercial break. We want to thank our sponsors at Holland Jungle. We want to thank Muscle with Muscle Entertainment for all his great work. Please follow the show at Twitter. We will be posting on our YouTube page, Lot 25 at YouTube. Also, we will be posting on our Twitter. Follow us, and we will be tweeting throughout the show at Fuck Josh, at Holland Jungle, also at Twitter. Let's go ahead to our picks of the week.